Hello everybody, this is Joseph Propati, and today I'm going to be showing you a PnP game that was created by Stephen Aramini. Stephen, I hope I pronounced that correctly. So Stephen created a game called Bomber Boys, and he has so graciously put it out there as a PnP. Just an amazing game. It's kind of like the, it gives you the essence of B-17, Queen of the Skies kind of game. It's World War II, doing bombing runs, missions. But it's quick, it's much quicker, it's easier to play, and I thought as a PnP, I've been playing it, I love it, but I wanted to get a nicer production than the production that I've been producing through my PnP. So what I did was, I put the cards on Game Crafter so I could produce a more of a production style game of it, just so I can have that to play with. And that's kind of what I'm doing today. This video is just to show what I was able to put together on Game Crafter, so that I have something to play with that is much nicer version. But I also took a lot of the extra components that people put together, some of the tokens for exhausted crew or killed in action, and just so I could kind of do a mix of things and see what comes out, what looks the best as punch outs, cards. I didn't do a game box or the player mat, the game board. This is just so I can get some nice cards. There's a variation that I added. I did those cards, and then there's another variation that another individual did to add a lot more missions, and I put those on there too. So I'll be showing all those different cards. So it's a lot of cards, much more cards than normally in the game, but I just thought, hey, let's just put it all together and see how it comes out. So that's what this video, it's kind of like an unboxing for Bomber Boys, but again, this is a PnP game that Stephen has created. So here we go. So let's see what we got. So this was all produced through the Game Crafter, all the components, the dice, and everything here is more than what you need to play the game, but you also do need the rules and the game board. But these are the components that are basically with it. So you've got your 14 yellow tokens. These are the casualty and the damage. The black, you got 5 of those, 14 of the yellow, and then these are your damage. The red ones, there's 14 of those that show damage. You can have a bunch of those, but those are the damage that goes on all the cards of the enemies. And I like Game Crafter does a good job. I really like their tokens. They're pretty clean. They're cubes. These are wooden cubes, and the black ones are kind of like the plastic ones. Those look a little better than the black wood ones. And then you have D12 and 5 blue D6 and 2 of the red D6. I wanted the smaller 12mm version. I have somebody bought the Cold Steel or these ones. These are awesome. I love the look of these, but they're big. And I know they do have a 12mm version, so I may get those. But when I was playing with these in the cards, they were just kind of massive. So I do like the smaller version of the dice, but those are the dice components. And we'll save the cards for last. So these are all the punch outs that I had created. And again, if you know anything about Game Crafter, they do these laser cuts and they are filthy. So you pop them out and you have to get a cloth or something to wipe off the edge, because they have this really dark ash edge and they get over everything. So, but these are the plus markers for the enemy and for you, those focus markers. So I did these, which I like. They came out really nice. So let's see how that looks. So we had that, and I did them double-sided. All right, and then these were the crew exhaust, crew dead. So this is one version that an individual did. Sorry, I don't have your name right off the bat, but so he created these. They're the crew dead counters, and then the crew exhausted counters. And then you just plop these right on the card. You know, your crew cards. Again, laser cut, so I'll have to clean up the edges, but they again came out pretty nice. But I'll show you. See, I have that crappy ash edge. So probably could have made these a little smaller, but I like how they're big and beefy, and you can see right on the card. You know, they fit it pretty well. So that's one version of the crew exhaust, crew dead, right? Like those. And then there was another version that was created, and these are this version. So exhausted, I kind of played with this. All right, crew. Those are exhausted crew, and then killed in action. So again, they fit the card really well, easy to see. You know exactly what it is. I like the both sides, so you don't worry about it. So I'm going to kind of test out both of those, but that's kind of the two versions. So killed in action or crew dead. I don't know. I'll have to play with them both, see how they look, but it gives me two options. All right. And then we have the cards. So let's check these things out. All right. So I really like Game Crafters cards. I think they do an amazing job. The one thing that is not always the best with Game Crafter is, and I'll show you on here, the centering. If you see on here, now this one they did a good job. You know, let me show you these. Okay, so here's a good example of centering. Right? You can see, and oh, again, these are the variation, or these are the extra mission cards that were fan base created. So you'll see the yellow. Now, there's nothing I can do about that. When I give it to them, I center everything, but then when they print it, it's not center, and that's how they cut it. You know, but at least the nice thing about it is it's still nothing's cut off, so it's pretty good. Now these they did a good job because I had the center like that because of this text, right? So, and these are linen finish. You know, they have some elasticity to them. They're really nice. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna sleeve them so they'll last, because there's that shuffling involved. But so let's go ahead. So I'll separate these out. So these are my variation. These are the extra missions. Alright, and then we'll get a better look once these are all. Alright. And I did a version of those also. So I did a version. So my variation is basically I use the high, low, and the parameters of the same as the cards. So high, low, and then directional. So I took this variation, these X missions, and I changed it to mine. And then I took the 5 missions from Steven's game and I changed it to mine. So that's why you're seeing a lot of those. So there's gonna be there's a lot more cards in this than the game has. I'll show you just of what the cards that go with the game, and then the variation cards, and you know, that kind of deal. All right. So this itself, this is what the cards in the game would be, and then I'll get these organized. So that. Let's see what we got here. All right. So these kind of go together right here because these are mission. All right, so I have my version. All right, and then the other fan-based. So I took his and then did my kind of tweak to it. And then these are Steven's missions, and then I created my little variation to it, right? Because I'll show you the difference. So I have airfield, right? So normally you'd have your dice that you'd have to get, and then mine, on my variation, you have to have specific crew members. So when you're doing the bomb run, these guys have to be alive that will take on these low and high, and then right, left, up, down, you know, for elevation, instead of just basically dealing with 5 dice. It makes it much harder with my variation. So that is, I'll just show you. So these are the ones I did that I modified. All right, still the cards themselves, again, all linen, and I had to just basically take the card images that were right off the rule book. So they still came out pretty good, but it would I would love it if it was like the true art, the original art, then the be clean. But it's still, I mean, it's pretty clean. You know, everything's readable. Still, you know, it's kind of fine. You know, I'll need glasses because some of this is small text. But and then we have, this is the missions, the fan created missions. So they just expand upon Stevens and just give more dice variations and, you know, some theme of, you know, where you're bombing, what the bomb run is, and then there's rules to these specific missions. And I just changed up and then kind of tweaked them to mine for that. So that gives me some more options. And then here we go with the cards. Okay, so we have our, let's see here. We'll just, what I'll do is I'll go through and just kind of let you look at them. So we have our missions. This would be for the bomb runs. And we have enemy cards. And just so you can see, there's all the logos. All right. And these are the crew. Let's see if we can separate those out. All right. So 5 missions. Oh, I have one more somewhere, probably in one pile, but here we go. So I'll put these off to the side. So here we have our 5 mission cards. All right, the text. Then we have our crew cards. Again, all linen. See if I can get these a little closer. All right. Really nice. Okay, and then we have all the different enemy and item cards. So here's our enemies, and then I like the these small little red counters, the 8mm. They fit really nice on those spaces. So I recommend that you do 10mm for the yellow and the black, and then 8mm for the red. Those are the perfect size. Yeah, and they did a really good job of centering. These are all, God, I mean, GameCrafter did an amazing job. These things are all perfect. And the funny thing is, the one side will be just exact, and then the back side might be a little off. See? So a perfect example. See that? So off, smaller, larger. But this is really what you want to see anyway. So you know, that's not too bad. But that's kind of one of the things. You have one side looks great, And it really, it's a hit or miss, because sometimes you can have all these perfect, and then these will all be off. So, so this is the Game Crafter version that I put together for Bomber Boys. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and do videos, playthrough videos of all 5 missions. I'll put those together and post those as soon as I get them done. But I just want to thank Steven for creating the game and making it a PnP and allowing us to build and play this game. It is an amazing game. And I truly believe that you should be putting this on Kickstarter as soon as you can. Because if you do, even though I have a Game Crafter version, I would support you and buy that Kickstarter version. Because it's a really fun game. And I'm looking forward to your next 5 missions. Just hope you can put them out as soon as you can. But do a Kickstarter, and then you can make that as an expansion. 5 more missions. But yeah, do a Kickstarter and kind of come up with whatever components you like. But again, thanks, Steven, and until you see the playthroughs. Thanks for watching. This is Joseph Propati, and if you like the videos, go ahead and click the like button and subscribe. Again, putting up different videos of different games, and hope you like them. Until next time.